Hi there. As you can see, I've been working on Agamemnon. And specifically on the turbine housings. At least the two frontward housings. I also plan on putting a couple of turbines over here, and I'm going to mount them horizontally so that they will look like your basic lift turbines. You know, lifting propellers. But that will probably be a couple of episodes in the future. I am working on a reactor for this though, and that's what we're going to be doing this episode. So yeah, power aboard the ship is going to be supplied with extreme reactors, at first with just a passively cooled reactor, and then later with an actively cooled reactor running at least a couple or 3 turbines. There's going to be 4 turbines on the ship, but 2 of them will just be for looks. But in the meanwhile, right now, it's taking a while to come up with all the graphite for the reactor glass. And that's what we're waiting on. So we'll just wait some more. Alright, I've got all the stuff that I need for this reactor. There's a couple of things that I haven't done yet that I need to, and one of them is to actually set aside the space for it. And another is I want a huge picture window on the back of here. The idea is that when I get around to building a draconic energy core, I think it'll look pretty cool in the back of the ship, where you can just see the globe of the thing in there. So we're going to replace a bunch of this with glass. And then we're going to put in a floor, and then we will actually build the reactor. And then next episode, well, I'd like to put some machinery in here, but next episode I have another ship I need to build. I have plans. And I hope that you, gentle viewers, will find them to be pretty cool plans. Yes, I think I can work with that. And if I have to make the window bigger later on, then I can make it that bigger later on. So for my next trick, I need to enclose this room and then make another room for the actual reactor. Not too bad. I think I feel good about my choice of using birch wood for the decking floors inside. And now for the actual reactor room. We're going to be building a fairly large reactor. We are not going to build the max size reactor. It is possible, but it just sounds grindy and pointless, and I don't really expect to even use that amount of energy. But I do plan on building it on about a 9 by 9 by 10 size. Or actually, counting the outside, it would be 11 by 11. And I do have plans on getting it actively cooled and having turbines. And that, in fact, was what I was working on at the beginning of the episode, is giving it a place for these turbines to go. And I'll also be building a couple on the back ends of the ship, side by side. But according to my current plans, I won't be doing those turbines for at least 2 episodes. I think I like the look of that. I didn't intend these grooves to be here, but now that they're here, I think I really like them. Okay, so here's our reactor room. And it's going to be a lot more wide than it is long. Which means I should come up with something to fill in this space here. That can wait till later, but it'll probably have to do with the ME system. Anyway, I've got all the pieces to the reactor here. I suppose maybe I should do something about all these vats, but not entirely sure what. And hey, if I ever have to make another angel ring, they'll actually come in pretty handy. Maybe I should make this room a little longer. Yeah, I think I will do that. I think I'll extend it by at least 4 meters. Maybe more. That should give us plenty of room. And reactor. There are a couple of things I want to do with it before I start putting it to work. For instance, we want to put in some passive coolant And from what I have been looking at, the cooling capacity of these liquids is shown where it says temperature with a number and then a K. Most of your stuff that's a liquid at room temperature, like water, is 300 K. And there are some really colder liquids too, like this Dew of the Void bucket at 175 K. And there's one other, Vapor of Levity, 5K. That's not 5,000. That is really cold and would make an excellent coolant, but it's really difficult to make. And out of everything that's easy to make, water fits just as well as anything else. So we're going to fill in these corners with any old block, like maybe stone or maybe something from chisel, something technological looking. And the rest of this we'll be filling in with water source blocks. And then we'll be ready to crank this puppy up. Of course, we have nowhere to put this power yet, but we'll come up with that in future episodes. And it's not a reactor. Ah, we're not supposed to have those inside. Okay, I can handle that. A lot of the extreme reactors I had seen online had the corners filled in, apparently because they did not require any liquid in there. Since the fluids actually were only needed in these crisscross areas. But the way I've gotten this, and since we're just using water as our filling material, this really ought to be just fine. It's okay if water fills up all the area. So I'm going to finish clearing out this, and then we ought to have a reactor. And reactor. I could, I suppose, have simply put water in the very top, but when I first started trying that, I noticed a lot of lag from the water flowing. So I decided that I would rather just have it filled with still water. At any rate, we're ready to throw in some fuel and see how much power we get out of this. I have also decided that I wanted an ingoing and an outgoing access port. And we want this in outlet mode. And I think I'll move this one over. You know what I think? I think my pickaxe is broken. Wow, that works a lot faster when it's not broken. And I thought I got more conduits than that. Well, this is the important one for testing anyway. And our fuel rods are loading up. And we'll just let that finish filling up. And it's time to turn up the juice and see what shakes loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. 12 kiloriff per tick. Ha 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 ha. That's actually pretty cool. I think I'm pleased. And I also think this thing is full, so we can go ahead and turn it off for now. So I suppose it is time to start moving some machines over, but I have some other things I want to do first. I need ender pearls. And while I do happen to have an Enderman Soul Vial, I don't really have a good place to put a mob farm. So next episode is going to be time to work on my first new ship. My first additional ship. So, there's our reactor. Producing a quite useful amount of power. Stay tuned to see if this power corrupts. Until then, have some fun, build something cool, and have a nice day.